Shalom friends, this is Rabbi Jay from the Jewish Agency, sharing with you a message from the holy city of Jerusalem. Today is a solemn and sad day. In Hebrew it's called Yom Hashoah, the day of commemoration, of remembrance for the Holocaust. Only 80 years ago, the greatest tragedy to the Jewish people took place, where the Nazis wiped out and murdered over 6 million Jews. And 6 million is such a big number to grasp and to understand. And today, we remember that each of these people were members of families. They had parents, they were parents, they had children, they were children, siblings, brothers and sisters. Entire communities in Germany and Europe were wiped out. And so on this day in the state of Israel and also communities around the world, we remember and we have the saying, never forget what happened to our grandparents and great-grandparents during the Shoah, during the Holocaust. In just a moment, there's going to be a siren throughout the state of Israel. And when this siren goes off, everybody stops. If you're on the highway, the cars stop. People stand up and they, for 2 minutes, where there's complete silence. And actually, this silence to me reminds me of the biblical story of the silence of the high priest Aaron. When Aharon, his 2 children, were killed by Yidom Aharon, Aaron was silent. It was such a great tragedy. The only thing we could do was just to be quiet and to accept God's will upon us. And today, as we remember these 6 million, we pause for these 2 minutes, also in silence, remembering, committing to ourselves never to forget. Of course, Yom HaShoah today is different for the Jewish people and for the state of Israel, because we still have hostages that are being taken advantage of in Gaza, that are being held, that are being brutally beaten and hurt every single moment, just like Jews were 80 years ago. During the time of the Shoah, of the Holocaust, there were righteous Gentiles, Christians, who came to help and be part of the Jewish people and do whatever they can to save them. And today also we're blessed to have friends like you, Christians who pray for us and who support us. And on this Yom HaShoah, we ask you to once again take time to pray, take time to show solidarity, to show your support for the Jewish people and for the state of Israel. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kashi Friedman. I live in Israel, born in America. My grandmother was born in Belgium, and I grew up with what I would term as the story of the unknowns. We have so many stories from the Holocaust that have been documented. We have many, many, many more stories that no one knows about or will ever know about. And just an example, so I grew up with a family picture of an extended family with a whole row of children sitting in the front row, cross-legged. All those children were killed in the Holocaust, and we were never allowed to ask our grandmother about those children. My mother's maiden name is Schiff, and they come from a place called Tarnów in southern Poland, not too far from Auschwitz. And I looked up in the Yad Vashem the Schiff name, and I found something like 50 or 60 Schiffs that were killed in Tarnov, whom we will never know and of whom there are no pictures. Lastly, my father's a freedman, descended from Avram Bear Friedman, who came from Odessa to America in the late 19th century. When I looked up the freedmans in Odessa, in the Ukraine, so I find literally hundreds of freedmans who are listed as killed in the Holocaust, and no one will ever know exactly who they were, and we have no pictures. So for me and for many of us, the memory of the Holocaust is not just those we remember, but those that we're not able to remember. And we're hoping that in Israel, we'll never allow a situation like that to happen. Thank you very much.